What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Transfer Show in association with OneFootball on a Friday. Now, I want to thank them again for sponsoring us this transfer window throughout August. It's been absolutely fantastic. I want to thank them very much for all their support. If you guys want to go check out their app, there'll be a link to it down in the description. It's got everything. It's got the football news. It's got all the fixtures. It's got results. It's got all the transfer news and stuff as well, and all the statistics that you need to know throughout the Premier League campaign, and not just the Premier League, but all the other major leagues around the world as well. So obviously, guys, like I said, there'll be a link to them down in the description if you want to go and check them out. But let's get straight into today's transfer news. And the first one is that Loic Remy, the forgotten striker, may be going on loan to Swansea, or he may be going on loan to Newcastle. Obviously, he's already had a stint at Newcastle, so he knows St James's Park quite well. Obviously, Rafa Benitez has not been happy with the transfer window that he's had so far, and is looking to make additions to his squad. Loic Remy, despite being constantly injured and not being able to play at Palace, apparently, according to Jim Daly, who I spoke to last season about Loic Remy, said whenever he did come on, he had an impact. If Loic Remy can be kept fit, he'll be a fantastic addition for Newcastle, but unfortunately for us, I just don't feel he's up to the standard. So he's a player that we should really be getting off the books. I know we don't have a small squad as it is, but you know, I think with additions that we could be making, Loic Remy wouldn't get a look into the side. And I think this is just a path to make way for it potentially. But other than that as well, you know, if he's going to Swansea, apparently we're eyeing up a £15 million move for Fernando Llorente. So Fernando Llorente obviously is a... Well, he's been a long-term target this summer for Antonio Conte, and last summer as well. He wanted to sign him as a backup striker to Diego Costa, or even as a first choice after Costa had a row last summer. Obviously, for me, I think, you know, he doesn't bring something different compared to what we already have, which is why other strikers that have been linked to, such as Jamie Vardy, does bring something different to the table. He brings pace, you know, he runs himself into the ground, and he's a completely different player to who Morata is. Morata is a target man, even though he can, you know, be that player that runs in behind as well. That's not his major game. And I think that, you know, for us to sign Fernando Llorente, despite him scoring 15 goals last season for Swansea, I just don't think he's the right man that would carry us forward. Obviously, Antonio Conte's had some targets, and they don't fit the Chelsea quota, which is why they haven't been signed. You know, they need to be able to have resale value, and Antonio Candreva and Fernando Llorente, 30 and 32 respectively, don't have that resale value. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see if these deals get put over the line, and potentially Loic Remy could be used as part of the deal to sign Fernando Llorente if it goes through. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think of Fernando Llorente, and what do you think of Loic Remy's potential loan move? Would it be interesting, and would you like to see it happen? But I'm going to move on to our next story, which is about another striker, and it's back to Costa. Now, a few weeks ago we were reporting that Ronald Koeman casually said, you know, Costa would be a good player to have. However, now, according to the BBC, he is open to a loan move for Diego Costa. Now, Neville Southall has already come out, the former Everton goalkeeper, and said, look, you need to sign this guy. He would bring something different. We're lacking that clinical striker that we had in Romelu Lukaku. I'm saying that as you know, as if I'm an Everton fan. I'm not. But you know, I'm saying it from Neville Southall's perspective. Going, look, we haven't got this clinical striker that we used to have. We need to bring him in, and a loan move would be something which would get him off of our back and would get him into Everton. But obviously, he's not wanting to come back to the UK. He's not wanting to come back to Chelsea. He's only willing to go to Atletico, despite the Atletico captain and Atletico saying, look, you need to make peace with Chelsea and go back, because we cannot sign you this window. They can't sign players until January, I believe, and you know, he's got to do something, and he can't just sit there rotting, because obviously his resale value and everything it'll just affect him. It's not affecting us really. We've got a couple of decent strikers already. We've got Michy Batshuayi, we've got Morata. You know, these Costa himself is just ruining his own prospects, and I think this is something that he needs to get his head around. As much as I loved him, you know, when he was playing for us, you know, he's still been fantastic. He's been a great servant, but at the same time, every transfer window, he seemed to want to throw his toys out the pram, and he's had his head turned elsewhere. That's not what I want for a player that plays at my club. I want them to be able to be, you know, focused and, you know, run for the whole season. Costa, despite scoring many important goals last year, he had his head turned, and towards the back end of the season, he really wasn't all that good. That's my opinion anyway, obviously, but you know, Everton are open to a loan move. Would you guys consider it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think a loan move for Costa, just to get him out of our hair, is a good idea? Our final two stories are concerning, again, players that we have been linked with over the past transfer window, but nothing's materialised. However, something seems to be taking shape with it. Apparently today, Renato Sanches has become available again, despite Karl-Heinz Rummenigge saying, look, we're not looking to sell him and we're not looking to loan him this window. However, this contradicts what Carlo Ancelotti said, and I've got it up here. Carlo Ancelotti said, look, Renato Sanches knows how hard it is to get into that Bayern Munich starting 11. You know, he's free to leave and he's free to stay. You know, like I said, Rummenigge said that we weren't looking to sell Renato Sanches, but he's changed his mind and he's now said a loan would be possible. However, sources in the German media are saying that Bayern Munich are looking to sell for roughly £30,000, and us and Liverpool are interested in the Portuguese central midfielder. Now, obviously, he's young. He didn't get the game time at Bayern Munich, but it's a question of if we loaned him, will he get the game time for us this year? In my opinion, yes, he would. He's proven he has the capability. He's won the Golden Boy. He's already a senior Portuguese international. He ran the Champions League, getting the games that he played when he was at Benfica, and when he was given the opportunity at Bayern Munich, he hasn't been given a run of games, which is why people, I feel, have unfairly judged him in Germany. I think that he's definitely got a lot of potential, which is clearly what Rummenigge sees. That's the reason they paid the money, which I think at the time was their record fee for a player. There's a reason they paid that much for him, because, you know, obviously German football, they don't spend as much money as the Premier League has, but they obviously still garner the quality. And they obviously saw something in Renato Sanches, which every club, or every major club, Manchester United being the main, well, probably the main club in the UK that saw it last summer, in Renato Sanches they saw a player which had all the capabilities to succeed. And I think for me, if we give him the playing time, put it this way, we're having to push David Luiz into midfield at the minute. If we brought in Sanches, I don't think we'd have to do that anymore. We'd have the options to play a 3-5-2. We could play a 3-4-3 with a box-to-box midfielder, which is what I feel personally we've been missing out on. Kante can sweep up, and then you've got a guy who can do it going backwards and going forwards, potentially become a starter. Bakayoko as well, if he's still not fully fit for a long time, I don't know, he might be getting fit for this weekend, but you know, we'd have a player here who could definitely bring something to the table. And you know, it's a case of, I feel, it's something that we could develop on. But obviously, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Would you take Renato Sanches on loan for the season, but not have the option to keep him next year? That's the big kicker, which is, I feel, if we were going to build around it, that's probably why we wouldn't sign him. But let me know down in the comments section below. Before I get on to our last story, as we've been saying in all our videos, we will be live from Stamford Bridge all through deadline day. We will be doing bits and pieces on the hour every single time, keeping you up to date with what's going on, because by the looks of things, we're going to have a very busy transfer window when it comes to the end of it. You know, me, Brandon, and potentially some of the others will be down at Stamford Bridge, and if you guys want to come and see us, make sure you come and say hello, and you can have a chat with us as well. There will be fan cams, there will be lots of stuff going on that day, and we would like to hear what you guys think, so make sure you come and see us at Stamford Bridge. We will let you know all the times, as we are organising logistics at the minute. If you go like our Facebook page, an event will come up with where we will be and the times that we will be there. So if you guys want to keep up with that, make sure you go like us on Facebook, and we'll let you know on all our other social media platforms as well. As well as that, another big thing is, obviously the boys have been saying it at the beginning of their videos, we are aiming to hit 45,000 subscribers by the end of September. Now, this is a target which we all sat down, we all discussed, and we all felt we wanted to hit. We felt that 45,000 subscribers, it may be a long shot, it may be a big reach, but we feel that we want to keep giving you guys amazing content. And to help you guys get there, we're going to put every single one of those subscribers, if we hit the 45,000 margin, if we hit 45,000 subs, you will have the opportunity to win a signed Chelsea shirt from one of the players. Now, we have to hit 45,000 subscribers. If we don't, we're going to roll it over, and then obviously we're going to have a new target, and you have to help us reach that target if you want to win a shirt. So it would mean a lot if you guys could hit subscribe down below. Obviously, it's down there. It's a big red button. You can't miss it, and it would mean a lot if you guys would do that. But we're going to get into our last transfer story. So let's just talk about this now, okay? Speaking of red, apparently Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain could be a Chelsea player or a Liverpool player, or, you know, every single club that's been linked with him over the past transfer window or so. Apparently today he turned around a wage packet of £180,000 a week from Arsenal, and he said that for him it isn't really the money which is causing a problem for him. But, you know, obviously if he came to us or Liverpool, who knows what the wages could be. But, you know, he wants to move because he feels he wants to better himself. One thing he has said is he would like to stay in London, which obviously leaves the opportunity for us to sign him. Arsenal have said, you know, you're free to go if you want to do that, but there's been other contradicting reports saying, you know, that he will know his future in the next 24 hours. Apparently we've gone in with an offer to try and sign him from Arsenal. Obviously we're a rival, so, you know, they probably don't want to sell us for a particularly low price. One thing that I've seen though, I've seen different stories, but this is one I picked up obviously. I'm just trying to cover all the bases. Apparently he doesn't want to stay at Arsenal because one of the reasons he doesn't want to play the wing-back position. He either wants to play a position further up the pitch or he wants to play in the central midfield role. Now, if we didn't sign Renato Sanches, but we do sign Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, we've got a player, if he remains fit, because he is injury prone, don't forget, that can, again, do that box-to-box role and is fully capable of doing it. I feel Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain would definitely be a massive addition to us. I think he'd be a fantastic good rotation player. I mean, we've got loads of options in the middle of the park now. It's a case of, would he play further forward? No, I don't think he would. I think we've got, obviously, Pedro, we've got Willian. Despite him being linked to Barcelona, it's been very flimsy, so I'm not exactly going to report on that one. But obviously got Pedro, Willian. Hazard played in an under-23s game against Everton and wasn't fully fit, put it that way, but he looked sharp and he's getting back to fitness. So he obviously got him coming back. Charlie Masunda, Jeremy Boga apparently will be going out on loan. But we already have 4 options further up the pitch, and considering that even though we have 4 competitions, those options are all interchangeable. And this is something which obviously plays a big part in our system. You know, these are all interchangeable players. I don't think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain would... He's a good player, but I don't think he's quite in that bracket. I feel, well, obviously Charlie Masunda's a developing player, so if we signed him, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, he may hinder Charlie Masunda's development. But the likes of Hazard, Willian and Pedro are all seasoned internationals, and obviously Pedro's won the World Cup. Hazard is one of Belgium's leading players, if not one. I think he's their captain as well. Willian obviously is a capped international for Brazil. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is a capped international for England, but we all know that that doesn't really mean a lot anymore. But I'm talking about players, so for example, like I was saying with Jamie Vardy, where he's the kind of player that runs himself into the ground, you can see that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that does play for the badge on the front and not the name on the back. And as Brandon likes to keep saying that, it's a thing which has got stuck in my head, and it's something which is very important to us now. I think, you know, Mourinho said a quote the other day talking about younger players and saying, look, Frank Lampard, when I was at Chelsea, when he was 23, he was a man. A 23-year-old player now is not a man, they're a brat. However, I think that there are a lot of players that have that problem, but Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, being around that age bracket, I think he kind of breaks the mould there. He's shown he cares, he just hasn't been given the chance to develop because he keeps being played out of position for Arsenal, or, you know, he's been told to do something which doesn't work for him, and that's obviously annoyed him, and he feels he needs the need to move and develop himself. I mean, obviously moving to another London club, it will annoy Arsenal fans, and I'm not going to say it's not. I'm not going to rub it in their face if we do sign him and be like, hey, we've got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain for you. But I mean, if you were to look at it from the perspective of a normal job, which sometimes you have to, because for footballers nowadays, it isn't just playing for the badge, it is a job as well. You get paid to do it, it's a profession. He's going and going, look, I don't want to finish my career with a few FA Cups. I want to be able to say, look, I've won the Premier League. I want to be able to say I've competed at the highest level, potentially going a long way in the Champions League. If we do that, the same goes for all English clubs. You know, he's obviously wanting to develop himself and go to a different place, a different surrounding, and try and find out if he can better himself and take himself on a different path. And I completely respect that. Whether it's going to us or going to Liverpool, I think there's a lot of players that feel the same at all clubs. We've had players that felt the same, wanted to leave us and go and better themselves. I mean, Matic saying, look, Chelsea was great, but Man United is Man United. Yeah, I understand what he's saying there. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I think that, you know, Manchester United is a club with a lot of prestige. It's, you know, you got Real Madrid, Manchester United, Liverpool as well in terms of history, are a club with huge amounts of prestige. And, you know, these are, he's saying, look, it's Man United. That makes sense, and sometimes you have to accept that. So I think it's the same scenario for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I'd really like to see him at Chelsea because I think he can offer something very, very different for us. But anyway, guys, leave me your thoughts on this down in the comments section below. But that is your transfer show for today. Make sure you check out the one at Football App. There'll be a link to it down in the description. As I said, it's there for all your sports news in terms of football. It's got all the transfer news as the transfer window, is starting to roll down. It's obviously got all the squads that you need to know about. It's got all the statistics, all the fixtures, all the results tables from all of the major leagues around the world. So guys, make sure you go and check that out. There'll be a link to them down in the description. Again, thank you for coming and watching the transfer show. OneFootball, thank you for sponsoring us. Also guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We do want to hit 45,000 subscribers by the end of the transfer, well, not by the end of the transfer, no, what am I talking about? We want to hit 45,000 subscribers by the end of September, and if you guys want to have a chance of winning a signed Chelsea shirt, then this is something that you have to do. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you check us out on all our social medias, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care.